I think almost every fucking PSP I use is a TPD. Yeah, simple kill yourself. Let me sweep your liquidity. Alright, PSP, alright. So, guys, I might have to whip this out. I might have to whip out the Figma. Hold on, where are we at, dude? I gotta zoom in real quick. Oh fuck, that's not it. Hold on. Where is it? It's around here. Here it is. Alright. You guys ready? My course is complicated? No, it's not. The lens? I think it's like way too like simple. You would not bully me in Madden. I literally guarantee I would whoop everyone in this Discord's ass in Madden. I'm not joking. Like I used to be top 100. Like I was a fucking sweats, dude. Dude, no, for real. Like I'm really him in Madden. I swear to God. No, I'm not recording. All right, anyways. All right, guys. So let's get started. So we all know we trade swing points, right? So why do we even trade swing points? Is because the market cannot reverse without a swing point, right? That's the whole logic behind the fractal model. So yeah, the market can't reverse without a swing point. Market can't retrace without a swing point. And the market cannot reverse or trace without SMT either. So why not combine them both, right? So there's a couple ways we can do that. The first way we can do that is a Kraken correlation between either candle 2 and candle 3, or sorry, candle 1 and candle 2, Jesus Christ, or a Kraken correlation between candle 2 and candle 3 like this. So just using SMT, this is the simplest form, right, between swing points like this. Now the next type of Kraken correlation is by Trader Day. It's a quarterly theory concept. It is the Kraken correlation via candle closes between 2 or more correlated markets. So let's pretend this is in key over here. This is ES. Let's say they both reach into a key level, and the 4-hour candle closes bullish on one asset and bearish on the other asset. This can give us an indication that a reversal has been put in, and we can actually trade in the opposite direction. So think of it like a filter for swing points. So now combining both of this, right, this and this, now you get a 2-stage PSP or precision candle. I don't know what the fuck to call it. I just call it 2-stage PSP. It's a type of 2-stage Kraken correlation. You guys know I'm always requiring some type of 2-stage SMT at every single trade that I take. So this is one of them that I use every single day across any time frame. This could be the hourly chart, 30-minute chart, daily chart, weekly chart. Who just pinged me, by the way? Are we good here? Okay, I'm doing a lesson real quick. This is fucking Asia session. I'm not trading right now, bro. Anyways, yeah, this is a 2-stage PSP, right? So when this gets put in, you have the option. Holy fuck. Never mind. So when this gets put in, when you have a 2-stage PSP like this, you have the option to trade candle 2. Not in this type of scenario, right? You would be trading candle 3, right? I'll show you how to trade candle 2. Right, this is how you trade candle 2, right? Where it's a correlation between candle 2 and candle 3. So candle 2 is a PSP, and you can already anticipate which asset is going to run the high. For example, if this asset closes bullish, candle 3 is opening closer to candle 2's high, which obviously it's more likely to draw into the high. So when it trades into the high, this is when you would anticipate that candle 3 to basically over here it's going to create candle 2. Over here it's just confirming candle 3, and you can trade these candles away, right? There's a lot more to it, like when to actually require a sweep. You don't need a sweep. You don't need like a 2-stage every time and whatnot. But yeah, this is one of the scenarios, right? These are both the same thing, by the way, right? It's just this over here, a cracking correlation between candle 1 and candle 2, essentially, where the PSP is already confirmed. Like the 2 states already confirmed at, basically when the PSP forms, there's already an SMT, basically, on that close, if that makes sense. Right over here, the PSP forms and then you get the SMT, right? Over here, you're kind of getting them like simultaneously. Like the PSP is just confirming the SMT, right? It's a little bit different there, but they're essentially the same thing. And now this is a continuation 2-stage PSP. You're going to see this a lot like this week. So if I go to here, right, why would I anticipate this to be this PSP that we saw here? Right, a lot of people think we're going to reverse or whatnot, but why would you anticipate this to be your retracement, if anything? Is because we're so deep in this range, right, where YM still has something to draw into. So I would anticipate this PSP that you're seeing here as just a retracement. Right, so I would be anticipating a continuation when NQ sweeps out this candle's low. Right, that creates essentially this, what you're seeing. It's actually right here, sorry. Right, so this would be a continuation PSP. It's essentially in continuation on your way to a drawn liquidity. You get a PSP, right? You're not anticipating a reversal. It's more so used for retracement. What would cap out that retracement? A cracking correlation between basically the PSP high, right? So, does anyone understand? And I know that you don't need a SMT here. It's called like a precision candle. I require the SMT with the PSP high. I know some people, they just see a TPD or PSP and they don't require that, but I personally do. That's probably all I'm going to show you guys for now. But I will give you guys a little cheat sheet here. Bear with me because I fucking type slow as hell. Alright, so higher time frame, reversal, class, retracement. You're going to be using weekly/daily PSP for daily profiling. If you guys want to learn about SSMT and quarterly theory, like you can use 6-hour PSPs, but I use 4-hour mainly. But I will look at the 6-hour. I'll just use 6-hour here. And 4-hour. But if you tried GXT, then you would be trading the 4-hour. People in quarterly theory, they also use 4-hour as well, right? And then to confirm 4-hour candles. Sorry, hold on. Let's make this right. Confirm those 4-hour candles. You're going to confirm it with hourly/30 minutes PSP. This is how I personally do it. This is how I align it. So you can go ahead and screenshot that. That's how I confirm narrative, right? Essentially to get on side and confirm reversal. So let's get into some examples, or what? All right, let's get into some examples. So some trades I took back-to-back sells here on gold. So how can we even anticipate this reversal here? Guys, let's talk about it. So we don't have an SM. You're going to see that we have a PSP here. So the previous week, what does it do? Basically sweeps out these highs. So it sweeps out this high ever so slightly, as you see. No SMT here, by the way. Maybe with silver, but I don't use silver anymore. Okay, there is with silver, so that's cool. I don't really look at silver and gold too much, but yeah, there's SMT there. But basically what you see here on gold is a bullish candle. On euro, or it was yeah, on pound over here, it's a bearish candle, right? So this can give us insight that we can expect a retracement or reversal. Now, here's why it's likely to be a reversal. So this is something I'm not sure if I've taught publicly, but I have taught inside the lens. So when an asset reaches a high, look where gold is right now. Right? It's in EQ of the range. There's only two things that can happen when this happens, right? There's really only two things that can happen. It's either there's actually a couple things that happen, but here's one of the things that happen. It's that this asset over here, right, retraces while this one expands to catch up, right? And I've already taught the sequence, I think on Twitter actually, where you get an SMT that breaks, right? When that SMT breaks, it creates a two-stage SMT like this, a strength switch two-stage SMT. Have I taught you guys this? Who's familiar with this here? I posted on Twitter. Yeah. So you guys know this, right? And what else do we get here? The asset that runs at the high creates a PSP here. As you see, PSP, where the fuck is it? Right here. Right? And then, so if Friday manipulated, right, we have that weekly close as well. What can we expect this next week to do on a Monday if Friday manipulates? Right? It can expand potentially, right? What do we have below here? A bunch of failure swings, right? So this is where we get that two-stage PSP. So what do we notice about this? A little bit about asset synchronization. What synchronizes the markets, guys? It's always a manipulation. So what do we notice here? A manipulation. When did this asset catch up? As soon as that happened, right? What about this one? And it can happen both ways. Like, for example, like if this asset was going to hold in EQ this range, we could have saw this asset expand while what did you call it? Euro over here also expands with this asset, and that's how they become correlated. But it can also be the opposing side where this asset retraces, this asset expands. Now, for this to be a strength switch, so a lot of people would maybe think that since this asset is expanding very low in the range, for example, a lot of people would think that this is a strength switch to like reverse basically. But when you see the asset is actually weaker, does not expand lower as well, then that's how you know it's actually going to take out the high, right? And if you actually look here, look at the lower here, mark out EQ this here. Notice how this asset is in premium. Well, this asset right here at this time was in discount of it, right? We'll go into that one day in a YouTube video. Advanced premium discount. It's kind of like asset synchronization tied into one, really. And this is where like strength switching truly comes in. It's actually when markets are decoupled like this. This is where you want to see strength switching, because when they're decoupled, that's when they catch up to each other, right? That's when you would expect it to happen. But anyways, you kind of see that with the PSP here. You're seeing that this asset is closing in premium of the previous day's range. This asset is closing in discount. So what's the basically trigger for synchronization? It's a manipulation of the range high. Notice when this asset manipulates the previous day's high, it's in deep premium of the range, while this asset is in deep discount. You see that? When I go to lower time frame, let's see how that looks. What do we notice here, guys? What is the trigger for this manipulation? It's a strength switch PSP. I'm fucking giving some shit away, dude, like right now. I'm not gonna lie. What do we see right here? Like I said, this asset in deep discount. What do we see that asset that sweeps, guys? What do we see about it? It does what? It actually switches to the weaker asset here. Bearish close, bullish close. That confirms the true reversal. This happens super early on today at 1800. right? We can anticipate when Asia, London reversal should happen, and that's when they open near the actual reversal point. The reversal point is obviously the previous high, right? So you're seeing that the daily open is opening right here, very close to it. So if it actually hits that key level early on the day, it can reverse early on the day. Make sense to everyone? Yeah, you can spot weekly low with PSP. It's just like anything, though. You need narrative, right? To combine with like PSP and anything, right? Like no concept alone is gonna save you. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's the narrative for the shorts, by the way. Monday shorts. But at this point now, like, what is price doing at this point? Here. I'm gonna put GPP here. How to make it all mechanical. Again, that's probably gonna be a YouTube video, potentially, but it's really with the narrative, guys. It's the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, now let's look at this PSP. What about this PSP that forms here? What can you already anticipate this to be most likely? It's extremely logical, by the way, like why you can already anticipate this being a retracement. Well, for one, the weekly candle. Look at the weekly candle at this point, guys. What is it already done? And what did it eliminate the possibility of at this point? Who can tell me? It already expanded, yeah, but what is it eliminating the possibility of? Going higher. Yeah, bullish expansion candle, exactly. Now this candle here cannot be a bullish expansion candle, right? So this candle can only continue lower and keep expanding or become a bullish reversal candle. But why would this likely continue lower as well? That's one reason. But it's also because GBP, the weakest asset, still had something to draw into. See this? This low down here? So there's still a reason to go lower, right? So if this is going to be a retracement PSP, basically a continuation PSP, what would cap off that retracement? This gap, obviously, right? So either you print SMT with the gap itself or print some type of divergence in the gap to continue lower, right? It's exactly what we do. It's exactly why I traded this, right? So here, this is a PSP itself. So like I said, what are you waiting for? A cracking correlation between that PSP high, which is also an SMT fill. This is the highest probable continuation PSP. It's when the PSP itself is a gap, high or low, and then you get SMT with that. So that's why I traded gold back into the daily range this day. So this next day, you can anticipate it going lower. Now, it's kind of hard to anticipate that the high getting reswept, to be honest. Like, that's kind of hard to anticipate. But you can definitely anticipate it going lower, right? To me, I would anticipate this being a reversal day. Like, I want the previous day to respect the previous day range, but it doesn't really totally matter. You know, if we're going to go lower, then we have to sweep out the previous high and, like, barely sweep it, ideally, right? So it can support expansion. And that's what we do here. Right, we sweep it again, so that's another 2-stage PSP as well. It's just because it's the strongest asset in the whole triad, so it's more prone to sweep out and be the most high resistance in expansion because it's the strongest one, right? So it's going to be the one that's sweeping highs, the one that's making the deepest retracements back in the range, just because it's stronger. But when we engage with this high, what kind of signature do we get, guys? So first off, the daily profile, which is very important. It opens high first. That's how a bullish candle you want it to form. Forms its high early on the candle, so you have a lot of time to continue lower, right? So it opens high first. We get that V-shaped signature, that aggressive in and out, creating a gap here, right? That's always high probable to see, is a gap being created after a true reversal. So you could have traded that lower in London, so Asia reversal, London continuation. This is what I traded. I took this on like one of my Apex accounts, so just like a 1.5 bar. That's how I trade Apex typically. But here's a strength switch, guys. So you get this SMT at the previous stage low, but again, why are we anticipating this to be a retracement? Well, we're leaving this GBP daily low intact. So anytime that happens, anytime we leave equal lows like this or like really close proximity lows, any move countering that is likely a retracement, right? So you're seeing an SMT being printed with the previous low here, but what do you assume that to be? Just a retracement, right? So here's the SMT actually, it's right here. You assume that to be a retracement. So you're seeing that this asset being gold did not take out this low, but now you're seeing it switch strength to actually catch up. So you're seeing a lower high here and a higher high over here on the weaker asset. And this is your opportunity. This is what I took, right? So you're seeing a strength switch and a PSP, a two-stage PSP form the high of the 6 a.m. candle. So see this candle right here is bearish. Over here, it's bullish. When it runs out the high, now you have a two-stage crack and correlation. I go on the 5-minute here, guys. What do we got? A gap created after a true reversal. This was my entry. Like I said, I took like 1.5 bar. Went a lot farther, but it's fine. I'm just trying to hit trading days. Literally, that was my trade. Like just that to these little lows. That was it. Makes sense? Neil? The fuck does that mean? Yeah, bro, like, I already went over this recap, right? What? What are y'all saying whoa for? I said Neil. What does that even mean? I don't even know, dude. That's crazy. Anyone got any questions on PSP? Would you say backtesting is super important? Hell yeah. A lot of people think it's not, but I think it is important. But first, it's best to like backtest in hindsight to train your eyes, and then backtest. Okay, you must have missed it. Sharef. I already went over that. But I will drop a PSP video, so no worries. Need a backtesting session? I actually have one on my YouTube. Bro, can we apply two-stage PSP? Oh no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it on the 3-minute, 5-minute. Like you can, yeah, you can do PSP on the 5-minute, but it's like, yeah, you definitely could, but I don't fucking use it. I think you're just gonna miss too many entries, honestly. You're gonna require too much, in my opinion, but you can try it out. It's gonna be there. It's just not gonna be as precise, I would assume, at least. When will PSP video? Well, shit, dude. When did I just release the profile video? This week? Shit, that's going off my previous schedule. I mean, you've got to wait another 2 weeks. Something like that. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I am in Jacob's mentorship. Oh, reversal and validation. Yeah, I need to create that, bro. Is QT worth the setting depth? Yeah. You're. No, not every PSP is a strength switch, no. Every PSP is a crack in correlation though. We're not gonna live trade for the free ski? For the free ski? That's crazy. Hold on. Garrett OnlyFans? I'll definitely drop that. I'm new here. What means PSP? You can actually probably look up PSP on YouTube. There's plenty of videos on YouTube on PSP. But it stands for Precision Swing Point. It's a trader day concept. They should be 100k subs. I am never hitting 100k subs on YouTube. I can guarantee that. It's never happening. Yeah, watch Bucko. Yeah. Hold on, let's go find a PSP real quick. Just to show you real quick. Oh, I'll just use this one. What the fuck am I doing? It's like, this is simply a PSP, guys. You see how this correlated market over here is bullish, this one's bearish? Simply, it's just hinting that the market can retrace or reverse. I'm going to use context and narrative to decipher which one it's likely to be. What the fuck, Cedar? Hold on. Forex. What do you got me doing, bro? Okay, this looks like the clear fucking draw, though. What low is that? Are you talking about like yesterday's PA? Can you even use like 6 hour here? Probably. It's like relative. Oh yeah, they are. Relative equal highs. Sugar. I bet there's like some type of. Hold on. What time is that? 6 o'clock. Oh, it's so random. Here it is. Okay. So as soon as you create this divergence here, the price initially runs this high and then just like consolidates. Okay, she just consolidates, so it reruns the high. So while this asset is in premium of the range, essentially, just like manipulating a high, really. This asset is in discount of the range, or an EQ, and a gap, right? I'm gonna check the 4 hour real quick. Well, I'll just know the opening. Oh, it's kind of ass. At least this wick is fucking huge. Well, it actually doesn't look bad. This one's fine. So the 5 a.m. or the whatever candle it is, god damn it. The 4 hour candle, it opens high first, as you see, and the high of that candle is actually creating the high of the day here, and it's formed from manipulation, as you see. And you see a strength switch already. You can see on the hourly time frame. Look at the asset that runs the high out, the stronger one. Look at the closure here. See how it has a large wick? This has a expansion candle. Right, so when I go to lower time frame, You can already anticipate there's gonna be like some form of two-stage SMT, and that's between candlesticks here. And it's also a PSP, right? So what I just showed you guys here, go to the left, boom. You have the PSP, also has an SMT between candle 1 and candle 2. Here's the PSP, crack and close between candle 1 and candle 2. See that? And that's what the market reverses from, right? You also have this over here, a bunch of failure swings as well. You have just price coming off of a very large range, so 2 days of consecutive expansion. So once it hits a relevant high, has SMT there, right? Strength switch at the manipulation point. You can anticipate some form of retracement, you know? Very logical to short this, honestly. Who's roasting me? There's trolling, bro. Is it like Latherus guys? They're haters, man. What the fuck? Is that a bug, bro? Is it pink? It's actually purple. Green, that's fucking gross, man. What is this? CL? What time is this? Okay, that's 30 minutes. So it looks like you're trying to long the current high of day, right? That's something you never will see me do, is longing the current high of day. Here's a problem with that. I'm not gonna look too deep into that trade because I just don't feel like it. I'm not gonna lie, but if you just look here, I'll just try to make an example. Like you try to long the current high of day. Like this is what the daily candle will look like if you're longing the current high of day. Holy fucking retarded. It's gonna look like this. Like you're literally longing not only in the high like a premium, but like at the current high of day, like where this daily candle can retrace at any moment. Like you don't know when it's gonna do it. It can retrace at any moment. So like it's really hard to win a trade like this, right? It's very specific when you could do this, but just wait for some sort of retracement, right? Wait for some sort of key level, right, where the market retraces. Ideally with some open objective to the left or something. And just trade this retracement from here to here and then hold the runner to like here or something. That's how I always trade. But yeah, you longing way in the high of an expansion candle, like no fucking bueno. It's like automatically lower probability. Yeah, ideally enter the wick, but that's not always you don't always get that framework. Okay, at least enter on a new swing point, At least. And enter around like a 4-hour open or something. And then if it's at the current high of day and at the current high of the current 4-hour candle, like fuck no, dude. Dude, why are you guys up? Like simple, why are you up, bro? Why are you guys up? Bro's out here running stores and shit. 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. for me. What's IMP 24? Am I stupid? Can you give 6-hour example? Simple, should I leak QEM? You know the model that we created? Like, actually? Yeah, low-key everyone does use it. Because AC is fucking retarded. Alright. Alright, so if you're a quarterly theory trader, I will briefly cover this. You can basically use like GXT, but with quarterly theory essentially. So you're just going to profile the daily chart with a 6-hour chart. So just like we would use a swing point to confirm the high of the day, right? On the 4-hour chart, you can use the 6-hour chart, but also if you're trading a reversal profile, you'd want the current 6-hour candle to support expansion and hit some sort of key level, right? So I'm just going to go to like some random example or something, right? So like you see this reversal into expansion candle. This is where you want to look for SMT between the previous candle high or low because that's sequential SMT, right? So if there was SMT here, probably not. Oh, there actually is. I don't know why I said probably not, but you see how there's SMT between that high? That's a 2-stage SMT between quarters, right? So you have a quarterly candle PSP and a SSMT, right? So it's a little bit higher probability when you use it like that. And what can form the high of a 6-hour candle? A 90-minute swing point, right? So it's a bit ugly here. Try to find a cleaner one, especially like in Q or something. Maybe like right here or something. Yeah, like one of these candles or whatever. Basically the high of this 6-hour candle or this 6-hour candle. This is actually a good example because right, this 6-hour candle is opening up within a 90-minute swing point, but the high of the previous 4-hour candle is confirmed by a 90-minute C2. So basically that Q2 here is Q1, Q2, Q3 actually. Q3 is basically just forming the reversal of that daily cycle quarter, basically. That might be confusing because I don't have all the slides and shit, but that's how you do it. Pretty much. And you would use the same shit, right? You'd use 90-minute sequential SMT, 90-minute PSP, or just swing formation in general to confirm the high of that 6-hour candle that you're trading. Try to look for another one here. So check out this here. Yeah, this is a great example, right? This previous quarter, what did it do? So here's Q1. It's just expansion, right? But this quarter here is opening up within a 90-minute C2, right? You have failure swings below. So if the previous quarter reversed, what can we do? Right, we can expand. Basically, the previous quarter kind of like retraced pretty much into a gap, but also reversed as well. So then it didn't really expand. So what would the next quarter do? Expand, right? That's kind of like the logic there, but it also have 6-hour sequential SMT here. Looks like, and it's a PSP. So yeah, it did manipulate. SMT skip. I think it's just when you have a higher time frame SMT, like you don't have to acquire as much in the continuation. I'm pretty sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong, simple, but I don't know. Pretty sure it's that. Yeah, you skip the alignment. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I don't use that shit though. I don't even use the alignment that they teach or whatever the fuck. I don't trade exactly like quarterly theory, but I'll use some of the concepts. How are you different? Just the way I trade is different because a lot of quarterly theory traders, they trade the reversal. Like they're trying to like, at least that's what I've noticed. They don't really trade the continuation too much. As in like, what I mean by that is like, for example, in a precision candle, this is what Simple does or some shit. This guy's fucking cracked or something. This guy will like, let's say there's a precision swing point. I don't know exactly what he does, but he does some shit like this. He's either buying on the creation of an SMT, or when one asset runs out, like a quarter, like let's say there's a correlated asset here. Let's say this is a PSP, right? This candle. They're more so concerned with like bottom ticking shit. I don't know what the fuck they do, man. Maybe they wait for the first CST, but I'm trying to trade the continuation most times, right? That's kind of how I trade. But also, like, I'm using profiling, like candle profile logic, phase of price. That's where like, just like framework in general, I think that's where I differ a lot from a lot of, I guess, what the fuck do you call it? Quarterly theory traders. It's really the profiling. I think that's the difference. Yeah, like a lot of people's bias in the quarterly theory community is literally only SSMT. Like I'm not even shitting you. It's like, you know, it's like I don't even require SSMT. Like I don't even require it. It's like a confluence for me. But PSP, dude, I think PSP is like, oh my fucking god, dude, it's so good, bro. And like asset synchronization, like all that shit, dude, that shit's so good, man. Fucking crazy. But to me, like SSMT is like, it's almost like the least important thing in quarterly theory. I know everyone says that's like the most. I think it's like not that like, I don't know, because SMT, like you're not supposed to use it anywhere and everywhere. A lot of people say it's a filter for SMT. Absolutely true. But you know what else is a filter for SMT? SMT at relevant levels. If you know that, then it's like a lot of times you have a SMT there subconsciously or SSMT there subconsciously. It's like you can't just pattern trade SSMT either. You need it to be at a relevant level regardless. So it's not really the most important thing to me. Really, SSMT. So, but it's like a confluence for me for sure. When it's SSMT and a relevant level, yeah, then it's fucking good. Pretty good. Yeah, I will explain it. I already did kind of very vaguely here in this stream. But there's videos on it already. Yeah, like swing points. So like this. Yeah, like this is sequential technically. Right. That's why I use any swing point in the market. Like I want to require some type of SMT with the swing point itself. Simple. You should open a store for me. What are we gonna sell? Let's sell Neurogum. GXT mugs. I think someone's recording, so maybe they'll post in the chat if they're nice. They're probably gonna sell it to you or some shit. Yeah, AB will definitely sell it to you. He's gonna sell it to you, bro. This fucking guy. Thursday? And then I'm going to bed, alright? Thursday was a sell day, right? Yeah. Oh, that was fucking yesterday, dude. I already went over that. I was thinking that, dude, I'm like cooked, dude. This was like technically today. Uh, yeah, probably go to sleep, guys. 1 o'clock. But yeah, it's already obvious that we're gonna go higher. It's just it's fucking ripping in Asia, dude. Like, fuck off, dude. It's so annoying, low-key. Actually ass when that happens. Maybe the lagging assets will give us opportunity. Alright, simple. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Yesterday you didn't see the C2 in NQ. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? Garrett doesn't trade GXT. What the hell is this guy talking about? Damn, I need a shit too. It's simple. I blame you. Oh, I would whoop your ass in the new Madden. I would bet any money, dude. Like, I'll stream that shit too. Just kidding, I don't know how. I could actually do it on Xbox. I could actually stream it. He trades. Do your little brother trades GXD? Really? He's actually good? Dude, I don't think y'all realize, Vero, like, I was actually good. I don't really play Xbox that much anymore. But when I did, dude, I was a fucking demon, bro. I don't think I realized, bro. Dude, I did too. Like, I had a whole ass. I used to buy ebooks, bro. That's basically the equivalent to buying a mentorship. Dude, I'm not even joking. Dude, I was a sweat, bro. I swear to God, I was a sweat. Do I smoke? No. Yeah, GXT ebook, bro. Who's buying that? Who would buy the GXT ebook? Dude, it would come with everything, bro. No gatekeep. He said you look like Sniper. He actually looks nothing like him. Have you met T? No, not in real life. Maybe you're not fucking real, dude. Yeah, no, I have not met him in real life. He's actually back in the States. So I should go see him. That's actually what he does, Simple. I'm pretty sure that's actually what he does. UV, what the fuck? I'd rather kill myself. Uber for a fucking $5 tip? I'd fucking crash out. I would throw their food on the ground. No tip, no food, bitch. When do I have to start your mentorship? Dude, this fucking guy. Alright guys, I will probably hop off now. Yeah, hopefully I wake up. Just kidding, I always wake up. Any plans for private mentorship? I don't know, AB, lay it out, dude. If AB cooks some shit up, he's gotta help me out. Mentorship in 2 months.